On the other side, viewers, we ask, who gave the Bar Council of India the right to become the judge, jury and career executioner for law students? NALSAR, one of India's top law universities, saw some of its students object to Chief Justice of India Surya Kant being invited to their convocation over his remarks on the Jantar Mantar protest. The Bar Council of India then moved to bar the entire 2026 batch from enrolling as advocates in the Bar Council of India and sought names of students and faculty behind the campaign. Can you believe it? Whether you agree with the students or not, since when does dissent become a reason to put careers at stake? Remember, the Bar Council of India chairman Manan Kumar Mishra also wears a political hat. He is a sitting member of parliament in the Rajya Sabha nominated by the BJP from Bihar. Eventually, the backlash from lawyers, students, CJP and the opposition and even from some within the BJP forced a dramatic U-turn. The outrageous order now stands withdrawn. In fact, today, the Chief Justice of India, Surya Kant, himself called the Bar Council action absolutely uncalled for and said even if students were wrong, they have a right to protest. So tonight, the Bar Council of India must answer. Who gave them the right to hold young careers hostage? If the Chief Justice of India can take dissent, why did the Bar Council of India cross the line?
It was a hasty order. It was not implemented because within 30 minutes of its issuance, it was withdrawn. It was modified and then withdrawn. The council sat in the midnight and then we decided to close this chapter forever. There will be no inquiry. There will be no punishment to any student. They are free to get enrolled in any of the State Bar Council of their choice.
The very fact that the Chief Justice of India, Justice Surya Kant, came out clearly and spoke against it and has issued notice in a petition on that has unequivocally sent out that clear message from the courts also.
The BCI yesterday, within an hour, took a U-turn. I don't know whether they must have got some call from somewhere.
मनन कुमार मिश्रा जी को यह समझना चाहिए कि आप देश के युवाओं को इस तरीके से आप डरा नहीं सकते हो। वो टाइम गया। अब युवा जाग चुका है, युवा रिस्पांसिबिलिटी ले रहा है अपने फ्यूचर का।
He's trying to be more loyal than the king. He's only trying to show that he is just there to please people.
You're watching the News Hour at 9. Debate number 2 on Times Now. Super Prime Time.
Joining me on the debate with Nikhil Jain, Priyanka Kakkar and Anand Ranganathan is Jay Anand Dehadrai, advocate in the Supreme Court, and Vineet Jindal, advocate in the Supreme Court. And Vineet Jindal, to you goes my first question. Bar Council of India assumed the authority of actually disqualifying students of an entire batch, 1,400 students, from enrolling as members of the Bar Council. Under which rule, under which law, and how does the Bar Council of India assume this kind of a draconian provision which is not backed by any jurisdiction?
Look, Navika, if we see the letter which is issued by Manan Kumar Mishra, he himself cited the appropriate sections of the Act in that letter itself. That is there. So I don't know why we are putting. So
then,
this
why
question.
did he withdraw it?
That is there. He will ask. He will give the answer why he's withdrawn. But if it is about whether the Bar Council of India have an authority or not, sections of the Act is specifically mentioned in that letter. That is there. That is specifically mentioned, number one. And the other aspect is this issue. It is not only about what Bar Council of India has been done. I take you back on May 15th, when the statement which is cited by several people of CGI again and again, but nobody talking about the 16th of May statement, which is cited, which is the clarification and everything, which is done by the CGI himself, by saying that I am not saying anything youngsters about cockroach or some parasites. It is not about youngsters. It is about the people who has been a forced degree. So nobody is talking about that particular aspect. Why? If Bar Council of India has taken a step ahead.
You know that, Vineet Jindal, that once statements that are made, cannot go back and be dissolved, time and tide become the judge of that. Apologies often get forgotten because the damage is done. Nikhil Jain, I want to ask you, a citation of a certain section of the Bar Council has been referred to. Do you agree that the Bar Council can decide reasons of dissent without a hearing to disqualify a whole batch of students of NALSAR?
Navika, absolutely not. The only person who does not deserve to be enrolled as an advocate is BJP Member of Parliament, Mr. Manan Kumar Mishra, who unfortunately happens to be the Bar Council of India chairman. He tends to use the stationery and letterhead of the Bar Council of India as his personal letterhead, writing anything. No other members of the Bar Council, for those of your viewers who may not know, Bar Council of India is a statutory body which has members and representatives from each of the state bar councils, chaired by the Bar Council of India chairman. Now, have the other members supported this resolution? Or have they not? And this has happened umpteen times before. Mr. Manan Kumar Mishra will come out with anything. Nobody questions him. God, I don't even understand how is he still the BCI chairman. He's been the BCI chairman since 2012. When was the last election? No, I wasn't. No, I'm not that. I'm not that young. But
so you're not a cockroach?
No, I'm not Gen Z.
Okay.
For whatever my friend Mr. Dr. Ranganathan likes to call me, no, I'm not a Gen Z. But the point is that this man has been in the Bar Council of India chairman for gazillion years. How? Nobody knows. He uses the letterhead of the organization.
I'm sure there is a process.
Not really doing anything.
There is a process, Jay Anand Dehadrai, of how people get to becoming the Bar Council of India president. Having said that, 1,400 students being debarred through a letter without even hearing them, and according to reports that we've seen, maybe 400 odd students had protested out of the 1,400. What about those who had not protested? Number one. And number two, even if you protest, does it debar you from becoming a lawyer? Because unless you are a member of the Bar Council of India, you cannot practice. So is this really college students being held to ransom just for expressing dissent?
Navika ji, good evening. I think there are two separate issues here which it's very important for us to distinguish between. One aspect is this decision by the students, perhaps under the influence of someone in their own university, to write this letter to their university management saying that we don't want the Honorable Chief Justice of India to come and attend our convocation. That is one issue. I personally disagree with that point of view. I feel that at an intellectual level, if you disagree with someone, this is a constitutional functionary, you should have the intellectual wherewithal to meet them at that level. And you should be able to engage with them. And I don't think this cancel culture helps anybody. So on that front, I completely disagree with this decision of theirs to try and boycott the Chief Justice. That is one part. Second, insofar as what the BCI chairman, Mr. Mishra, has done, to be honest, I think it is quite indefensible. I do not think there is any provision. There are multiple lawyers on this panel. Nobody here will say that there is any provision within the Advocates Act that could have permitted the chairman of the Bar Council unilaterally to have just decided on his own one day that I will now block their enrollment. I think that is completely untenable. It is also unconstitutional. These students, and we must remember that the Honorable Chief Justice himself today, this morning, in a matter, has very rightly pointed out that if there was a disagreement between the students and him, it was an issue between the two of them, which he is happy to engage in through a dialogue. So why did the chairman of the Bar Council suddenly enter this entire debate and discussion and on his own decide to block this?
I think, Jay, may I just put on record, I thought, when you made the point that 400 of them were probably influenced by something somebody in the faculty said, I think you're patronizing these law students. If they are intelligent enough to be members of the academia in NALSAR, they must be intelligent students, and they were passing out, which is why they were it was convocation time. They were passing out. They must have gone through the rigor of 5 years of studying for law. And I think we don't need to be patronizing. Having said that, Priyanka Kakkar, is your opposition based more out of the fact, as Nikhil Jain also insisted, BJP member Manan Mishra, is that, or is the principle somewhere the problem?
I think, Navika ji, you were also against what has happened. You were also against his decision,
I'm a journalist,
right?
and I'm against
you
what
also
is
have
wrong.
an opinion, correct?
Yeah.
Is it because he's a BJP
I'm just
member?
asking you. You're a politician, so I will ask you a political question also.
I speak right now as a lawyer first, and that is, Manan Mishra should be sacked without mincing any words. He had no business, no authority to give this diktat that an entire batch cannot be enrolled. I don't know where he gets that authority from. It's written nowhere. It is written nowhere. His duty is confined to the welfare of the lawyers. Confine yourself to that. How can you completely dismiss an entire batch for questioning or expressing an opinion? And that's what lawyers are known for. You express your opinion, you might have a different opinion, all right. You can't just discard somebody's opinion and say, तुम्हारी 5 साल की law खत्म, तुम्हारे माँ बाप ने जो पैसा खर्चा किया खत्म. Who is he? He should be sacked. And now I'll come to the political point. See, today, let's look at a scenario. If I am from Aam Aadmi Party and I give an opinion which is against the government, or I speak against the government very frequently, tomorrow he might use his powers and say Priyanka Kakkar debarred because he's a BJP MP. So there are these multiple angles, and I therefore believe that he should be sacked. He clearly cannot. He's not acting like a informed person who can entertain two divergent opinions.
Unbiased is an important attribute, Anand Ranganathan, that is required for people who are heading statutory bodies. I think that's where it comes down. And there are lawyers who have said that there is no provision which can support the action of Manan Mishra, though Vineet Jindal refers. Just because it is mentioned in the letter, it doesn't become a valid argument. But Anand Ranganathan, where do you stand on this entire unfortunate chapter? Has it complicated matters even more, in this misunderstanding of institutions versus students and youngsters?
Thank you, Navika, first of all, for having this important debate. I think all of us have spoken, I'm the last one to speak, are in complete agreement with each other. So thank you for having this debate. Where I stand, I'll tell you, I stand where I've been standing for decades. I'm a free speech absolutist. But, can I use this very important debate to further a point that this country does not have free speech, the kind of free speech that it should. Our constitution itself bars it, the First Amendment. The fact of the matter is that there are universities, state and central controlled, I'm lucky JNU is an exception, where students are routinely gagged. I am even against the civil services contact rules, because I feel they bar a civil servant from saying what he actually wants to say. So I am in the direction which is exactly opposite of what most political parties, most institutions, most leaders actually have. The problem we are facing right now is not that, one lawyer or bar counsel saying something atrocious for which he or she must be punished, of course. The problem is, are we going to say something here which will change the system? The answer is no.
And that is where the worry actually comes in. Are we using positions to stifle dissent? One argument. On the other hand, where do we draw the line? How much of freedom is enough freedom? That is the debate that continues to rage on. We'll have to leave it at that, but I can just end by saying that BJP Member of Parliament Manan Mishra in 2010 belonged to the Congress party and contested elections on a Congress ticket in Bihar. Well, but who cares about facts anymore in this country? Good night, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much to all my panelists for joining me on the Newshour tonight. Happy Independence Day. Do remember to think about Mother India tomorrow and have a great weekend.